G'day viewers, thanks for coming back to another video. Today I'm going to refine some gold. If you watched my last video you would have seen I did a gold drop. I need to wash it 3 times with hot water, then some hydrochloric acid, and then back with water to get rid of the acid. It doesn't look like there's much in the filter, but there's a little bit in there, and I'm probably getting 4 or 5 grams, maybe 2 or 3, I don't know. But so today that's what we're going to do. So there's the gold has settled in the filter from the last drop. I'm going to pour some boiling water in. I would normally do this in the beaker, but in the last video you would have seen that there was a lot of colloidal gold in suspension, so I caught it all in the filter. So I'm just going to let this hot water drain through, do 2 or 3 little washes like that, and I'll show you each step as I go. Rinse number 2. Rinse number 3. Alright, now it's time to put some hydrochloric acid in there. I was going to do several little squirts with a pipette, but I think I'll just put a little bit in there and it can drain its way through and do the same thing. It's all clumped up nicely in there, so if it drains through slowly it's going to wash it better, I think, than a few little squirts. We'll see how that goes. Looking nice. Now another rinse of hot water. Let that drain through. I'll do 2 more just to make sure the acid's out of there, and then I'll refine it. Another rinse of hot water. I'll give it 1 more for good measure as well. Okay, so I just want to point something out while I'm waiting for that powder to finish being washed. I value comments, good or bad. I have no problems with negative feedback, provided the person knows what they're talking about. Now, someone commented on my last video, which was the sulfuric cell. Firstly, they said the person that they commented to should be careful before watching YouTube videos and make sure you do other reading books and things like that. Yes, that's true. However, they went on to say there's better ways of doing the gold. That is not true. I strive as hard as I can to make sure that my videos are true and accurate. I don't like misleading people. I don't like videos that do misleading people. I believe, unless someone can tell me better, that the best way to process those things that I process, the copper heat sinks and the steel with gold on them, is with the sulfuric cell. Like I said in the video, it would have taken a lot of acid to dissolve copper, steel to get the gold, and it would have been a waste. As far as I'm aware, the sulfuric cell was the best way to do those items. So by all means leave negative feedback if you're informative and you know what you're talking about. That person clearly didn't. I hope that you guys do understand that I try and make sure my videos are informative and not misleading. I hope you guys do like my videos. I just wanted to clarify that because I can't stand people who don't know what they're talking about. And they comment and say things to someone without checking their facts. So partly she was right. Yes, you should also do other avenues of training. And yes, there are a lot of dodgy videos on YouTube, which is why I'm so careful to make sure that mine aren't dodgy, that mine show all the detail, all the steps, and don't hide anything. So just wanted to get that out there. Alright, so we're back to the washing of the gold. Okay, 1 more rinse with boiling water. before we go ahead and melt it. We'll fill it right up so it's got a lot more water to drain through. We'll be able to start dissolving it shortly. Okay, my bad guys, I thought that I was actually filming but I wasn't. What I had done is I put the filter into a brand new clean beaker. You need to have a clean beaker if you're trying to get purity. I thought that I was filming me putting it all in there, but I didn't. It wasn't filming. So what I've done is I've put some hydrochloric acid in there. Only much, just enough to cover the filter. And then I put a small splash of nitric. The number one reason why people have trouble is they put too much nitric, or even if you're using poor man's acarigia like bleach, it's the same principle, just a tiny bit. It's better to keep adding than it is to have too much in there. Okay, so I'm just going to find my plastic spoon. Here it is. And smash this up, make sure that the gold gets access to the chemicals. It'll happen when it's on heat. The heat will help to smash up the paper a bit. So I'm going to put this on some heat now. And I just want to keep an eye on that. When I don't see any darkness, it means the gold's all gone. I'll bring it over into the light and check it for darkness, make sure that all the gold's gone, and I'll show you when the time comes. Okay, that didn't take very long at all. Only took about 10 minutes, and it's all gone. No black, no brown, no nothing. There's one little spot of dirt or something in there, but it's nice and orange, which usually indicates either one or two things. There's a lot of gold or very pure. You can see the bits of filter in there, filter paper. So now I'm just at the stage where I just got to filter it, and then I can drop the gold. And I've washed all my beakers, so I'll go and get a nice clean one. I've chosen a tall form beaker to filter into because I like using the tall form beakers. It allows height, room when I put the SMB in case there's some kind of reaction and it bubbles up, it saves it boiling over. I'm going to have to squirt this out. I need 2 hands for that, so I'll pause the video. Okay, it's all squirted into the filter, so now I'll just wait for it to drain through, and then I will squirt the paper down to make sure that all the gold is out of the paper and get all that gold juice. I don't want to waste any of it. All this around here, I'll squirt all that. I want all that gold juice down into here. I want to get every bit I can. It's only a few minutes now, should be able to drop the gold soon. You can see it's coming through very clear, which is what we want. A very nice clear solution. Don't want any milkiness or cloudiness in there. I've got some SMB in a beaker. Just going to put some water in there and start mixing that up. And once this is all drained through and I've squirted the filter down, I'll be ready to drop the gold. Look how clear that is. That's how you want it, guys. You want to make sure it's absolutely clear. Okay, so it's all been squirted down. I've squirted all the filter, and including all that old filter paper in there. I've squirted that a few times, and I've let it drain through. Now, even though I've cleaned it as best I can, there could still be some gold residue in this filter paper. So all my filter papers get saved. That goes into a bucket here with other filters in it. And what we're left with is a nice mix. I have put some sulfamic acid in there to denox it. There's a little bit at the bottom which means that it's denoxed. That little bit didn't dissolve. That's okay. I don't need to worry about that right now. That's not going to affect the purity. When I wash the gold, that'll wash out. Okay, so I've got this SMB here ready to go. It dissolved in water. I'll hopefully get a nice dark colour change straight away. So this is why I use a tall form beaker. You can see it slowly changing to a brown colour. It'll go dark soon. Sometimes it goes instant, sometimes it takes a little while. Going darker. Sometimes it's a real quick change, sometimes it just takes a bit longer. Okay, there's a bit of sediment down there. It's a bit hard to see, but there's some sediment down there. Nice milk chocolate brown, which is good. Still a lot of stuff in suspension. It's kind of strange since the gold before was clumping. It should be clumping now. What helps sometimes when you're having trouble getting gold to drop, so that you guys know, is to put it on heat. It doesn't have to be boiling, just warm. Before, when it was all clear and nothing happened, I put it on the heat and that's when it started going brown. Now I'm trying to work out why there's still gold in suspension. And what I'm thinking is I cleaned the beakers with an acidic cleaner. I may not have rinsed it properly, and the acid may be affecting it. It's just really strange because it was clumped before and now it's not. So just something for you guys to think of. Normally I just use soapy water, but someone said this stuff's really good, give it a shot, and the beakers come up so clean, but I might not have rinsed it properly. So this should have been a textbook change. It should have gone clear and brown instantly, and then pretty much clear solution on top with all the gold at the bottom, and it hasn't happened. So there's got to be a reason for it. I may need to refine it a second time, I don't know. The more you refine it, the purer it gets. It's not a problem. But looks like I'm going to have to let it sit overnight. As I said, there is a nice layer of gold down there. So I'll just leave it overnight. It should all be settled by tomorrow. I was hoping to have it all finished tonight before it got dark. I've seasoned a new crucible. That's just dust that was on it, but I put some borax on there, heated it up and seasoned it. I was going to use that to melt the gold, but it's not playing ball, so I'm just going to have to wait. Do it tomorrow. Alright. So you can see it's settling really nice now. It's still a little bit in suspension. It's not quite clear enough, but there is a nice layer on the bottom. It's a nice milk chocolate brown. That's what I like. By tomorrow that should be all done. Let's make sure that's turned off. So well, the gold has settled nicely. I'll attempt to pour the liquid off. If that seems to stir up, then I will stop and siphon the liquid. I'm hoping it won't stir up. I might need 2 hands for this. I'll have to do it off camera. Okay, so I got down to there and it started to stir, so that's okay. I'll leave that like that. I'll go and get some boiling water. I'll wash this a few times with boiling water. Okay, rinse number 1. I know I've said this in other videos, but I have to keep saying it so that everyone knows. With this hobby, you can't cut corners. You may be tempted to not worry about the washing procedure, or not as thorough, but it's a crucial part of getting pure gold. So just bear with it. So it's 1, we'll do 2 more. Rinse number 2. I'll put a fair bit in so it gives it time to settle. It's only water. There's a little bit of water in there still, but that's alright because it's floating and disturbed, and I'm just going to put some hydrochloric acid in there as it is. That's alright, won't hurt it. and I'll cook it. I'll actually boil it for a little while, probably half an hour or so. It'll help to wash it. Okay, that's been boiling for half an hour. I'm just going to turn that right off and let it sit. It's reduced to half the level of the liquid that was there, so that's alright. It's been cooking it down a bit. And by the time it cools down, it'll probably even reduce some more. And when it does, I'll put some more cold water and rinse it with cold water. Can't really see, but there's a bit of gold there. Alright. Water wash number 1. It's nice and clear. Pour this off. I needed my tall form beaker, so I've just transferred this to a small beaker. Don't need a very big beaker anyway. So another water wash. It's perfect size for washing gold anyway. So not far now, I should be able to melt it soon. And the settle's quite quick. It's already clear, that's a good sign of purity. Let's give it a little bit more time. That cleared up real quick. Very nice. So it's not floating as much anymore. It's more clumped up. It's looking good. Last wash. Before it was all light and floating around. Now it's all clumped. Yeah, good yield out of this one. Alright, so once that's settled, I'll drain it and burn it, melt it into a little button. Okay, so it's settled really nicely. It's going to take me 2 hands to get it into that melt dish. I'm going to need to spray the beaker and get the last of it out, so I'll do this off camera. I'll come back when it's in the melt dish. Alright, so it's in the melt dish. I'm just going to use a pipette to gently get the liquid out, as I had to squirt the bottle. And try not to suck up any gold. Every time I try to drop some water, it wants to suck gold with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my little toaster oven. See if that dries out the liquid some. So put that in there, push it in a bit more. And I'll leave it in there for a little while. Turn this up. Hopefully that'll draw out some of the liquid. Okay, so the gold has dried quite nicely. I'm going to melt it up into a little button. Hopefully you can see that alright. I'll heat it up just a little bit, then I'll put some borax on there. I've got a spare bottle because I'm about to run out of gas. And my luck it'll happen through the video, but we'll see what happens. It does take a while with MAP gas. It's not as hot as oxyacetylene or LPG and oxygen, but it's all I got. It does work, it just takes a bit longer. So bear with me if this takes a while. I know you probably can't see the actual gold from there, the flame going, but hopefully soon we'll have a nice little button. Being that it's powder and not in solid form already, hopefully it'll take not as long to melt, I don't know. I think that'll do. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's not exactly a button, but I'll clean it up and give you a better look. Well, there you go. Nice pure gold button. Very nice, I like that. It's quite heavy too. So I'll go and get the scales, see what it weighs. So here we go, guys, the final result. Just have another look at that button. Nice. See what you got. 6.6 grams. Not bad. A little bit more than I thought I'd get, but it's pretty good. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sorry it took so long to melt. It is pretty hard with just one MAP gas, but it can be done. Just takes longer. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I had another subscriber yesterday. I want to give a big shout out to thank you to him and her and anyone else who's subscribed. I love all my subscribers. Without you guys there's no channel, so thank you very much. See you on the next one. Bye.